Hi, everybody. I'm Gina Simicic, founder of the Strategic Coaching Company. For a living, I help dentists and business owners like yourself increase revenue every year. Today's topic is how to market dental implants. Marketing is asking somebody on a date. Branding is the reason they say yes. I want you to ask yourself, what is your brand? What would you like to be known for? This is an exercise I do very often with my clients whenever we're trying to put marketing strategies in place. Before we do that, I need them to know, what do they want to be known for? Would they like to be known for a location? Convenience. More and more patients are leaving their current dentist because other clinics are open Saturdays and Sundays and evenings. So convenience is becoming a huge component to attracting new patients. Do you want to be known for fun? People like to have fun. So some dental offices are choosing to be known for a fun dental office. Based on what you decide, drive your brand now through target areas. How do you create fun for your patients, for their parents, if you have young patients in your office? Fun through social media, your community, specialists that you're working with, or referring doctors, whatever the case is. Some of the external marketing strategies that I have used with my clients involve Google pay-per-click, Facebook, Instagram, TV, SEO, elevators, flyers, and the investment is quite substantial. So Google pay-per-click could be anywhere around $10,000 per month. It really depends on the words you're choosing and how many clicks you get. Also depends on your marketing strategies. Are you trying to attract volume, people that are shopping for best price, or are you trying to attract clients, potential patients that are looking for the best quality? Facebook, Instagram. I really hope you have as many Instagram followers as possible, because that can also be quite an expensive way of marketing your services to the existing followers. TV. We have seen TV ads being successful in the US, and I do know some of the surgeons that had a huge success with TV ads in the US. None of my clients have used the TV ads here in Canada. Nevertheless, it is an option. SEO, elevators. In the city of Toronto, elevator marketing campaigns are becoming very attractive and actually quite inexpensive. And some of my clients had huge success with it. So it really depends on the location of your practice and how many elevators or buildings you're trying to target. And it can be anywhere between $600 and $1,000 a month. So the return on investment is pretty good. Flyers, post office mailing. Well, I never thought that would work in today's day, especially when we have all this technology out there. But some of my clients have used it and it's been very, very successful. The beautiful thing about Canada Post Office Precision Targeter, you can actually target the street, the area, you can target the household income. So if you're promoting dental implants, full arches, all on four, or whatever that is, you may want to target the household income of 80,000 and above. You can actually select that at the Precision Targeter via post office. So the investment is about $10,000 between printing and post office mailing. So you're looking about $10,000 per month. When you look at all the external marketing strategies and investments, if you take the TV ads out, you're looking about $300,000 a year. It is a substantial amount of investment that you would have to make if you are going to pursue or go this route. Before you start spending your dollars, set the budget. Be realistic. If your budget is 10 or 15,000 a month, That's okay. Communicate that with your marketing company, but set the budget, be realistic, and also be prepared to invest and have this budget for at least a year or longer in order to be successful long term. Spend time on your strategies. This is very important. Know who you want to target, your audience. So spend time carefully analyzing before you start spending your dollars. Your assets have to be compelling. What do I mean by that? There's no point spending all these dollars if your website is not up to date. Your Facebook, your Instagram, you need to showcase this before and after. Patients' testimonials, they're very powerful. Patients' stories. Perhaps you interview or talking to a patient, a nice video of, your conversation with a patient and how happy they are about the treatment they received from you. Those things are very powerful. You have to appeal with an emotion. Stay out of commodity space. I need you to show quality of life. Emotion creates motion. Appeal to the emotion for patients or your shoppers in this case to activate yes response to come and see you and choosing you. Remember, when they're shopping for dental implants, they're already interested. It's either you or somebody else. So you have to be different. Know your case acceptance. Before you start spending these hard-earned dollars, if your case acceptance is 30%, and in all these years, in over 20 years, I have never had a clinic more than 49% in case acceptance. You should be anywhere around 85. If your case acceptance is below 85, that means there's a lot of outstanding treatment or pending treatment that is walking away from your office. So it's time to look at your systems, value created scripts that are supporting these systems, and processes that you have, tweak them, make them better so your case acceptance or treatment acceptance will increase. Efficient and effective sales process in place. Very important. And financing in place. During COVID, more than ever, I had some of my clients growing over 200% during COVID. It was phenomenal. They were seeing less patients, but doing more dentistry. Financing, having financial options was one of the reasons that helped close the cases. So please have financial options in place, whatever you're comfortable with. So let's look at a pay-per-click campaign. What kind of campaign would you like to have? Be very clear, and this goes back to your strategic planning. Do you want to be price, which is volume driven, or do you want to be prestige? If you're choosing price, you will be attracting shoppers that are looking for a solution. Some example keywords to use in your ad will be teeth in a day price, dental implants price, cost, all on four dental implants price, cost. So all these words have to be incorporated into your messaging to attract that type of shoppers. Show the treatment is all inclusive and affordable. Quality price shoppers, give them online questionnaire or survey to help you help them really qualify that they are interested in the treatment at your clinic. If your strategy is prestige shoppers are shopping for the best quality. So the keywords will be top dental implant surgeon, best dental implant dentist, best top all on for dental implant center. Those are some keywords to include in your ad. Position yourself as an expert. Show credentials, show videos of you sharing patients' results, focusing on the quality of life, and showcase before and after. So important. What is your sales plan? I have clients that have been very successful doing virtual consultations, especially when you're focusing on price strategy. The volume is huge, and you really want to have some sort of a system in place where you can pre qualify these potential patients. So, virtual consultation can be a huge benefit. During that consultation, you can pre qualify the potential patients. And if they really are serious about meeting with you, please take a deposit to show a commitment because you are reserving the time for that person to come into your office. And this doesn't have to be you to do virtual consultation. Your highly trained and educated staff member can be doing this so that you can be treating patients in a chair and so basically delegating to somebody on your team that you trust and who can answer patients' questions. Create system in place to increase closing rate. So that goes back to case acceptance internally. Some facts: adults between age 20 and 64 have on average 25 teeth. So there are teeth missing. 6.4% of population has no teeth at all. And some edentulous patient facts: 50 million people in the US alone are fully edentulous, and they most likely think a denture is their only option. 41% of people age 65 are edentulous in one or both arches, and they only see their dentist once every 10 to 14 years. So when they come and see you in the clinic, it is you and your team's approach to educating them on quality of life to have what's better for them long term. Dental adhesive market is $6 billion annually. I think if we all come up with a glue, we will never have to work again. It's kind of my little joke. So that just tells you and highlights how many patients are out there need you to provide them with a better quality of life by giving them dental implants. Tomorrow, when you go back to the office, you're going to see missing teeth and opportunities everywhere. When you look for something, you often find it. Failing endo, decay under 3-unit bridge, lost abutment tooth for RPDs. Those are all patients who need to make a decision. You also have patients that are dealing with a situation such as poor fitting dentures. Like, how many happy denture wearers do we know? Bone resorption under the bridge, and flippers, they are not always comfortable. So the potential is unlimited. So what does successful implant dentists have in common? They have a habit of placing them routinely. They believe, they're comfortable, and you have to be profitable. Dentists that are placing implants routinely, they have two common growth factors: marketing initiatives, team involvement in creating a movement that builds trust, value, desire for implant dentistry for their patients and potential patients in the community. It truly is a team approach to case acceptance and success. You alone cannot do this. You really need your team to be believing in what you are diagnosing and recommending. Some studies would say, or statistics, that on average, patient needs to hear 7 times what you diagnose and recommend before they say yes. In the past 20 years, after the course, these are the 3 things that I have seen. Very few will place 1 to 3 implants. And when I asked them why, they would say, I'm really busy with the general dentistry. I'm glad I took the course. I'm diagnosing better. I can treatment cases better. So, but they are comfortable restoring versus placing. The other group will place 10 to 15 implants or cases per year. And then the third group will be doing them routinely, weekly. Often they increase referrals to the specialist as well. So why such a difference? It really goes back to those two growth factors. Have a strong marketing initiatives and a whole team approach to implant dentistry. Internal marketing, it's free. You don't have to pay to talk with the employees or patients in your office. You can get them excited to refer others to you for free. Employees and patients can speak with the potential patients, and people are likely persuaded by recommendation and a Google review. These days, even when you have a word of mouth referral, patients will say they would still go on Google review to check you out. So Google reviews are very, very important these days, more than ever. So where do you start? Set a monthly goal. Establish a fees. You have to be profitable, and this is very important that you establish the fees that you're comfortable with. Choose an implant system. Involve the implant company to conduct team training sessions. They will provide you with amazing patient educational materials. There are some amazing implant companies out there on the market right now. And honestly, they are hiring one of the best in an industry, very knowledgeable and skilled salespeople. Some of them have a dental background from a foreign countries. So I would highly recommend you pick the right company that it's for you, and you get in touch with a sales representative and put the training in place. Educate your team. If your team believes in what you're diagnosing, recommending, not just with the implants, with anything else that you do, your success rate and your case acceptance will be over 85%. Work with a laboratory that specializes in implants. This is so important. In the last 17 years since I've been in Canada, I have seen huge success with some of the doctors I was helping because they were working with the right laboratories. You definitely don't want to be working with somebody who does 5 or 10 implant cases a year. You want a laboratory that does milling abutments using technology such as CAD/CAM. You want to minimize screw loosening. You want to minimize, you don't want to have any screw fractures and so on. So please choose your laboratory very carefully. There's nothing worse than having to do a redo in your dental practice. It's the most costly thing. And it's also not very pleasant for the patient. So let's minimize it. So pick the right laboratory that has a lot of experience with dental implants. Make your goals unrealistic. When you make them unrealistic, and this is with anything in life, your behavior has to change. What do I mean by that? If you say you're going to place 3 implants next month, I want you to set your goal 10 or 15. Most likely, you'll end up doing 6 or 7. I hope that makes sense. So make your goals unrealistic, because that will change your behavior of getting there. Your team. So your team is going to play a huge part in your success. I want you to set a monthly targets with your team. More than ever, team are looking to have increase in their pay and other perks that come with employment. So why not set the target? Let them be part of that growth so that you can reward them. Involve your team in strategic implementation plan. If they are part of decision making, most likely they will not resist. They will grow with you together in synergy. Develop the communication skills needed to create desire for implant solutions. Implement practice management strategies. I'm a huge support and a believer in scripts. Scripts do work, scripts and systems in place. So systems in place are very, very valuable and one of the key components to a success, together with value created scripts. And of course, team coming together, aligned, working in synergy and flowing to achieving the targets and goals that you have for yourselves. I also want you to create or start creating marketing initiatives with your branding in mind. Visual display, before and after cases, patient's testimonial, so important. Systems in place that are supported by value created scripts, as I've mentioned earlier, team chemistry, alignment. Team needs to come together and flow together. Engineering your schedule, that is very important. If you're going to change any systems in your office, engineering your schedule is one of the first in order to help you manage the time and efficiency and produce results. You are in the business of giving patients confidence to speak, smile, eat, and kiss. You are, number one, an oral health coach. And whatever you do, being a dentist, being a clinician, is secondary. Change is happening more than ever. Adaptability is becoming more and more important than we've ever experienced before. Dentistry is evolving. Office hours are changing. Patients are leaving dentists now because another dentist down the road is open Saturdays and Sundays and evenings. That is becoming very attractive for the patients. Convenience. So patients' behavior is changing. Google reviews. I hope you have a system in place that every time patient leaves the office, they get a text message where they can click and give you a review right away. Google reviews are becoming just as important as word of mouth. Clinics that are open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And if you're one of those, you have to provide value that other clinics do not. And you have to have memorable patient experience for the patients. Patient experience is truly becoming number one. It's all about patients. With no patients, none of us will be in the business. Every contact with a patient is creating an experience. Flow between contacts have to be aligned. Roles versus flow. We all have a role to play in the dental clinic, but can we flow together? Because when we flow, we grow. I love systems. I'm a huge, huge believer in systems and scripts. However, can the team execute all of that? So that's important. Team connection has to be aligned. Working as one unity to produce results. Transfer the experience and influence from one team member to another with a patient. So why systems? Why am I a great believer in it? Teams becomes highly efficient. It leads to production and happiness. It reduces stress, efficiency and effectiveness, team alignment and happier, increased practice production. At the end of the day, production creates revenue, revenue creates cash. 40% is the average case acceptance. 6 out of 10 patients will leave the office without any plans to return. And I didn't come up with this. I got this from Dental Economics. $1 million practice has an average 1.5 million pending treatment and 2.5 million total revenue potential. That is a lot of outstanding treatment that it's walking away, not being treated. Case acceptance. It's very difficult to talk about internal marketing without not mentioning anything about case acceptance. And case acceptance, it's another topic and another lecture that can be 2 to 5 hours. So I'm only going to show you a couple of slides on case acceptance. What do patients want these days? Minimal invasive procedures, same day dentistry. During COVID, these clinics that have grown more than 200%, one thing they had in common, they were seeing less patients, but doing more dentistry. So patients love same-day dentistry more and more. Digital workflow, very attractive. Patients are choosing dentists that have digital technology, and they talk about it to the other potential patients. As I mentioned early on, during COVID, we were seeing less patients, but having case acceptance increase and 10% in revenue increase at any given time. So, some of the determining factors in case acceptance, we have a logical and emotional. With the logical, it's time, fear, money, and value. With the emotional, it's trust. Patient needs to trust you. They need to know that you care. And of course, they need to know you're competent and that you show value, the quality of life benefit. So we must speak to the quality of life to create quality of life value. And that's very important in case acceptance. There are three dimensions of communication. Procedure, it has a low value appeal to the patient. Technical, crown, filling, very low value. Moderate value is mouth values, such as I can eat, drink, speak, pain free, function of the mouth. And then high value, it's quality of life. How will my life benefit from having implants? Self esteem, confidence, socializing, comfort, career, intimacy, hobbies, happiness. Those are the things that we have to focus when we are talking to the patients for them to choose you versus another clinic. Remember, when patients are shopping for implants, it's you or somebody else. Successful implant practices, what do they have in common? They have clearly defined marketing plan in place, profitable fee plan, educated staff that can answer patients' questions, strong relationships with the area specialists, effective merchandising, display, and patient education materials to promote dental implants, and a commitment to make dental implants the minimum standard of care for their practice. My slogan, it's new mindset and new profits. As I mentioned early on, change is happening more than ever. Adaptability is becoming more important. Our patients' behavior is changing. So some of the modules I've created with my clients to help them increase revenue year over year is practice planning and goal setting. That is to me number one, and that's where we usually start. Successfully integrating implants. That is very important. You have now invested into the course, time, energy. Now, how do you put all this together with a team and successfully integrate it to give your patients desired outcome? Marketing strategies, patient experience and case presentation, systems, value created scripts, and a powerful team. Remember, I want you to ask yourself, what is your brand and what do you want to be known for? And once you know that, please target those marketing areas that you want to grow. And I would like to thank you for your time. And I wish you all a great success integrating implants into your practice. Thank you.